Alrighty guys, what's going on everybody? Happy Wednesday, August 14th, my friends. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day so far. We got ourselves some more updates on now Hurricane Ernesto. Hope you guys are doing well. Glad to have y'all here. Let's go ahead and jump right on into it, my friends. Anyways, let's see who we got here today so far. We got BPS, we have Mary, we have Bill, we have Ohio, we have Justin and Caleb. What's up, guys? Of course, everybody else who is here but just not chatting. Hope you guys are doing fantastic this afternoon. But anyways, let's see here. What's up, Kenny? Saying it's going east. The storm's not going east, my friend. It is currently going to the northwest here. So she is currently a Category 1 storm, sustained winds of 75 miles per hour, so that is right at Category 1 strength. We are gusting up to 90 miles per hour, and the central low is down to 989. Since last night, I think we were down to 998, if I wasn't mistaken. So we've dropped a pretty good amount of pressure here, so that's a clear indicator that the storm is weakening here. Perry says, I have a question. What kind of overlay do I use? I just customized it myself. I made it to how I wanted it. What's up, Christy? Hope you're doing good. What's up, Mindover? Let's see here. Panda, hope you're doing good, my friend. New setup. No, it's been this way for a little bit. What's up, Adam? Hope you're doing good, my friend. But yeah, so like I said, currently she is a Cat 1, sustained of 75, gusts up to 90, and the central low is down to 989. Now, we continue to work our way into this evening, and a little bit of strengthening is expected between now and this evening for the next update. Right around 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, the Hurricane Center has this thing sustained at 80 with gusts up to 100. So, you know, just a little bit of strengthening is expected. And then as we approach our way into tomorrow morning, so right around sunrise, you know, maybe slightly before sunrise here, she's going to be kind of an upper level Category 1 at this point in time, with sustained winds of 90 with gusts up to 115. So obviously a bit of strengthening is expected overnight here for tonight. So yeah, by the time we reach tomorrow morning, you know, we're going to be upper level Category 1. And then, you know, of course, we continue to work our way down in time here. Like I said, of course, into tomorrow evening. So by tomorrow evening around 8 o'clock p.m., at that point in time, we're going to be upgraded more than likely to a Category 2 storm. At that point, we'll be sustained right around 105 with gusts up to 125. So we're getting pretty hefty out there. Let's see here. Us West Coast got lucky. You know, the East Coast definitely got pretty lucky for sure. Thankfully, we have that high pressure ridge kind of knocking the storm back out to sea, thankfully. So, pretty good. Let's see here. What program do I use? I'm interested. It looks good. I use OBS. It's a streaming software. Let's see here. What's up, Christy? Saying, where is he going? What, are you talking about Ernesto? Yeah, Yeah, so Ernesto is taking a northwesterly turn, and actually expected to kind of turn to the northeast here, pretty much here for tomorrow. So by tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, the storm's going to start moving to the northeast, and like I said, becoming a Category 2 here tomorrow evening. A little more than 24 hours from now. Now, on the forecast track, the Hurricane Center actually does have the storm even becoming a Category 3 as we approach the morning of the 16th. So, obviously, today is Wednesday. This would be for Friday. And so for Friday morning, we're, according to the Hurricane Center and the way that things have been looking, there's a good shot that we might actually be in the realm of Category 3 or major hurricane strength. At that point in time, sustained, around 115 with gusts up to 140. So at that point in time, it's going to be a pretty fierce storm. But luckily, it is expected to not really live too long as a Cat 3 before getting downgraded to a Category 2. Here for the evening on Friday. At that point in time, sustained of 110 with gusts up to 130. Then, of course, we approach near Bermuda. So there's Bermuda right there. So the heaviest effects are going to be felt for the morning of Saturday, it looks like, overall. And around the morning of Saturday, we're going to be sustained of 105 with gusts up to 125. Of course, so we'll definitely need to be looking out there for that. So that's going to be for the morning of the 17th, is whenever the heaviest impacts are going to be. Now, obviously, the best case scenario would be for the storm to go far to the west here. Obviously, worst case scenario would be the storm to literally go over Bermuda. Regardless, I mean, unfortunately, even if it takes this far westerly track, there's still going to be some decent impacts in Bermuda. So at this point in time, I want Bermuda to be prepared. I would not be surprised if we start getting these watches being issued soon. As of now, we do not have any hurricane or tropical storm watches for Bermuda, but I do expect those to probably be issued relatively soon. If not later this evening, probably definitely tomorrow. I would definitely assume that, within the next little bit, we're going to be getting some of those watches and eventually turning into those warnings eventually. But yeah, but regardless, yeah, Bermuda is going to be having a pretty close call with this storm here. Overall, in which I want everybody in Bermuda to be watching this very closely. This very well could be a big issue. So then it passes north of Bermuda here as we approach the morning of the 18th. And at that point in time, we're still going to be a pretty strong storm, kind of a lower end Category 2 at this point in time, with sustained winds of 100 with gusts up to 120. She continues moving to the northeast. Now, here's the thing, my friends. We're starting to get into Nova Scotia here. So Nova Scotia is starting to become in part of the the cone of uncertainty here. So I've been watching this for the last couple of days. There is a potential possibility that we could have some impacts in eastern Canada, either being Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, or both, or none at all. Like, obviously, that's still up for grabs, but it does seem like, Nova Scotia and Newfoundland could be in some impacts regarding the storm. At this point in time, the storm's wind field, basically where those strong winds are going to be at, is going to be so large that, even if the storm is basically still a good distance away from the coast, it still could very well cause some impacts for those areas. So if you're out there in Nova Scotia, if you're out there in Newfoundland, keep a close eye on the storm. There's no reason to, buy out all the goods and stuff like that from the stores right now. No, it's pretty far down in time. I mean, this is for the 19th, which is still, a good 5 days away or so. So obviously you got, several days to prepare. Just keep an eye on it, because obviously, it could go farther out to sea where it could cause little to no problems, or unfortunately, there is a possibility it could eventually, go through here. So, let's see here. Let's see. Brady says, "Hey Andrew, could all of the moisture north of Ernesto weaken it?" So moisture is actually good for storms. I don't know if you're meaning dry air. So yeah, dry air is what's bad for the storms. And let's hop over the models real quickly. There's actually a possibility that dry air infiltration could occur in this storm, kind of weakening it quite a bit. Let's see here. It is a possibility, but also I want you to remember, the bigger the storm, the harder it is to weaken. That's actually a thing here. And let's go ahead and let's see, pull up our moisture, our humidity in the atmosphere. You can see the bluish green that's showing a good abundance of moisture and overall good abundance of just moisture and relatively saturated air. We continue to work our way down to the northwest, and you notice how we have this kind of big pocket of brown here. That is some dry air associated with a high pressure ridge across the eastern U.S. And so that high pressure ridge is not only going to help steer Ernesto further out, but it also could impact the storm. And you can see there some of that dry air starting to get kind of wrapped up in the cyclone. That could have some effects. Some of the models don't really have it affecting it too much. That could offset some of the storm's convection more to the northeast of the storm, kind of, maybe destabilizing its structure a little bit. It is a possibility. But, at least from the GFS, it doesn't really affect it too much. And unfortunately, the GFS model has it going right over Bermuda. Then we continue working our way down in time. Now, the good news is it kind of spares like Nova Scotia and Newfoundland. Yesterday's run from yesterday evening when we did our last update, it actually showed Nova Scotia being directly hit by the storm, and it looks like the latest GFS is trending more to the east. Now, obviously, that still could change. There still is, a bit of changes that, obviously could occur between now and then. But, like I said, definitely want to keep an eye out there for those regions there. Not really quite at the point of time where you need to start buying everything out. Bermuda, on the other hand, obviously, yeah, I want you in Bermuda to be ready for the storm. Obviously, if you're in Bermuda, if you're going on to Bermuda anytime soon, before landfall, of course, direct impact, I should say. Who knows if it's going to be a direct landfall? I mean, we'll have to see that. But anyways, like I said, I want you guys in Bermuda to be watching this one. This is definitely going to be some pretty nasty activity for Bermuda. Definitely want you guys to be weather aware out there. If you have, if you haven't already, I would consider maybe going out buying some water and food, just so that you're ready. If you haven't already boarded up windows, stuff like that, it would be a good idea too for the folks out there. Now, the good news is that Bermuda is built with hurricanes in mind, so their houses are pretty strong. So that'll be good, obviously, but, like I said, certainly want you guys to still be prepared because there could be some big surges, a lot of water being pushed in the beaches and inland due to the storm. Just considering how massive the storm is overall, it's going to have a pretty big wind field on it, which is going to, easily be moving around a lot of water. So that's going to be kind of an issue. But anyway, so yeah, we continue working down in time. So, once again, there could be a little bit of dry air infiltration in the storm as we approach basically the 16th and 17th here. It's possible, we'll have to continue to watch it and see how much it affects it. But, at least for now, it doesn't seem like dry air is too much of an issue at the current moment. So, but, like I said, we'll have to continue watching that overall. Let's see here. What's up, Misty? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing all right. Let's see. Have I heard of any storm chasers going to Bermuda? I have not, no. Let's see. That CB is the most holy thing I've ever seen in my life. Okay. Let's see here. What's up, Daniel? Saying, hey, no time, no see. How have you been? I've been pretty good, man. Hope you're doing good yourself. Hope you're doing all right. But anyway, so yeah, that's GFS here. Let's go ahead and move on to some of these other models. We have Euro, ECMWF. We're going to take a look at this model here. So Euro, the latest one, this is the 06 Zulu. We don't have access to the 12 Zulu yet, even though it's like, I don't understand why it's running so far behind. I mean, it's 20 Zulu right now, and we don't even have 12 Zulu data out right now. So I don't know. But Euro, latest, latest 06 Zulu, the one we have currently, has it going right over Bermuda, right here for the 16th, going into the 17th, actually. And according to pressure here, it looks like we're going to be down in the 970s, which would be maybe Cat 1, Cat 2 strength. Obviously, it's kind of hard to be approximate off of pressure alone, but, once again, we'll have to look out there for that. But yeah, ECMWF. Whoop, my phone. Sorry about the vibrating noise. But yeah, the Euro, ECMWF has it going right over Bermuda there, which obviously a lot of the models do kind of talk about. So we'll keep an eye on that. Regarding the moisture concerns, it does. Oh yeah, look at that. So you can really see that infiltration occurring. Uh, Euro does show, a good amount of dry air getting into the storm here, which it looks very much possible. The GFS American model and the Euro are talking about this all together, so that it is certainly a possibility. Also, what I do want to point out is the wind shear. Now, obviously, right now, here's our jet stream. Right, so our jet stream, we have a bit of a ridge across the southern U.S., and we have a bit of a trough going out there towards the mid-Atlantic, out into the Atlantic. So you can kind of see this big. There's your jet stream. So there's your storm over here, and as we approach way down in time, the storm's going to get caught up in that jet stream. It could be battling a bit of upper level winds, which could be a big issue for the storm. It could also help collapse its structure. Maybe causing it to destabilize and weaken quite rapidly. That's also a possibility. So not only is it going to be, introducing some dry air, but it's also going to be fighting some pretty strong wind shear off as well, more than likely. So that's something that we're going to need to also consider watching as the storm approaches Bermuda. So it's going to be given some challenges as it gets up to these areas here. So we'll definitely need to watch out there for that overall. T2014 says, I'm watching, I'll prep, but I also go into it with the altitude. Wait, I'm watching, I'll prep, but I also go into it with the altitude of I can't stop it from coming and can only so much. I can only so much. The rest is out of my hands. I think I know what you're trying to say. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to prepare, obviously, but like I said, we're still not entirely sure if this thing's going to have any form of big impacts on the island here. Nova Scotia and Newfoundland, still not too sure. But anyways, when can we see the next storm happen? Any new waves? As of now, nothing really catching the eye, which is good. But I would not be surprised by the time we reach the end of this month if things start really popping off. I ain't going to lie with you. It looks like things are going to really start, maybe picking up in terms of, intensity and stuff later on. We'll see. Do I need to prepare for severe weather in Missouri tomorrow? That's kind of off topic as of right now. But, yeah, we do have severe weather tomorrow we'll need to watch out for. As of now, we got a slight risk. Level 2 threat. 2% Tor, 15 wind, 15 hail. But a little off topic from the tropics here. But yeah, so that's what Euro shows. Once again, it's going to be battling some wind shear and some dry air as we approach towards Bermuda overall. So we'll definitely need to watch out for that. The queen of typos, I get it. It was a little difficult for me to read. I'm sorry. Like I said, I was just trying to wrap my head around that. I'm like, what? But anyways, all right, let's go ahead and hop over here to CMC. CMC is our next model here, so let's take a look at it. So there you go. So there's the storm. We work our way down in time. This is the 12 Zulu run from CMC. Now, CMC has it going right over Bermuda as well. It's a tropical cyclone, 984 millibars. But it looks like CMC has it weakening substantially as we reach those colder waters. And as we pull up to the north, kind of dodging Nova Scotia, brushing the side of Newfoundland there before kind of dismantling itself in the North Atlantic. So, like I said, there's obviously a little bit of uncertainty here regarding the models, but, all of them are kind of on a common point of this thing going right next to, if not right over Bermuda. Could be a bit of an issue. Icon, this is by far one of the most aggressive models that there is right now. Icon has it, first of all, going directly over Bermuda like the other models were showing, but also Icon shows the pressure at that point getting down to the 940s. That would be a major hurricane for sure. According to Icon, that would even be near Cat 3, Cat 4 pressure as we approach those magnitudes. Obviously, that's kind of an outcast at this point because not all the other models talk about that. The other models are kind of talking maybe more 960s, 970, 980. But this one's kind of an outcast showing 940 overall. So, that's a little over the top, I believe. I mean, we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, that would be, if that actually did occur, that would be something pretty nasty. All right, we're going to hop into the more hurricane models here. This is the HWRF 12 Zulu run here overall. Let's see here. Seems like it's been quiet since Beryl. Now things are getting going. Kind of. You know, it's been kind of on and off. I mean, we had Debbie impacting Florida, and then, of course, we now have Ernesto. So, let's see. Andrew can testify to that one. There's a lot of people that have that issue, even me. So, let's see. Brady says they are saying there could be a strong cold front strong cold fronts this fall. Could that help keep storms away from the United States? I mean, yeah, tropical systems do get influenced by pressure systems in terms of their steering. You know, if you do have a cold front rolling off of, say, for hypothetical scenarios, if you have a cold front rolling off the eastern coast while there's a low being developed, sometimes actually cold fronts can enhance tropical activity while helping keep it away, but it can also, you know, allow for the storm to kick up. There was a storm, I forgot what name it was a couple years ago, where there was a system that developed. It was near the Carolinas, I believe. Somebody can probably think of what storm this was. But there was one out there by the Carolinas that got influenced and actually strengthened from a cold front. So it's possible. But yes, cold fronts, you know, high pressure systems, and you know, just overall general, you know, high and lows can absolutely steer these storms. Absolutely. Let's see. All right, let's see here. Any chance that Nova Scotia could receive bad impact? You know, that's kind of what we're trying to work out here. Here, let's go ahead and get back into models. But yeah, so we are watching Nova Scotia really quickly. Let me hop on back over here. So here's the latest cone from the Hurricane Center. Nova Scotia starting to get inside of the cone here. Like yesterday, for example, the GFS model had that storm, you know, going right next to Nova Scotia. The new GFS kind of has it, you know, going out to sea. While there probably will be some limited impacts, you know, direct impacts is still not really known. There will likely be some rip currents regardless of, you know, where it goes. You know, that's just a big thing with these storms. You know, they really stir up the water. Which, yeah, that could add a big rip current concern for, you know, especially the South Coast. So that's, you know, that's something that we're going to need to look into. But at this point in time, I mean, this is like 5 days away, which is, you know, just a little bit, you know, hard to tell for sure. But what I am saying, though, is that, yeah, you are in the cone. And by the time we get here, the storm's going to be still an upper category 1. You know, overall, it'll be in cooler waters, you know, of course, but she'll still be pretty strong. 90 sustained with gusts up to 115. I mean, it's a massive storm. And like I was mentioning, you know, the bigger the storm, the more energy it takes to strengthen those storms. But not to mention, it also, they're slower at weakening as well. Because they're just so massive and they're so defined. You know, big storms, big hurricanes take a lot of, you know, they take a little bit longer to weaken in some cases. But anyways, but yeah, let's hop on back to the models here. So once again, this is HWRF 12 Zulu run. We work way down in time here. You know, according to the model, we are expecting some gradual strengthening of the storm as we continue to roll our way up here to the northwest, eventually turning to the northeast, going out there near Bermuda. Now, unfortunately, yeah. So the HWRF, so there's Bermuda right there. HWRF kind of showing one of the worst case scenarios here of the storm riding along its eastern wall. That would be the worst case scenario. So the eye wall obviously holds the strongest winds, especially the eastern quadrant, the eastern two quadrants there. That could be a big issue. Let me pull up our lower wind field here. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you can see Bermuda really getting into that strong wind field, and that's showing around 90. It's hard to tell; those little barbs are small. Is that 80 knots, maybe? Yeah, around 80 knots or so. That'd be Cat 2, roughly. You know, right around Category 2 or so. So That obviously would be very impactful. It looks like those impacts would start, according to this model, for the evening of the 16th. The heaviest is going to obviously be for the morning, going just really all throughout the 17th is going to be the heaviest impacts for Bermuda. Yeah, that would be not very good. And then, of course, we work our way down in time. What island is that? I didn't even know there was an island. What island is that? Sable Island? Is there anybody that lives out there? Yeah, it has that storm going right near Sable Island. That little smiley face looking island. I didn't even know that was there, to be honest with you. I ain't even gonna lie with you. Is anybody know in chat if anybody lives out there? That's interesting. Could this storm have rainfall that Debbie did? Well, obviously, it's not going to be as impacting as much areas of land, but yeah, there'll certainly be some heavy rainfall with this storm. It really depends on its further track. I mean, right now, it's not going to affect much land over the next couple of days, other than Bermuda. So a lot of that rainfall is going to be out to sea, thankfully, but it's not going to be as bad rainfall as Debbie was. So, let's see. How much storm surge does it take to flood Bermuda? Honestly, really not that much. Sable Island only has horses and a few farmers. Gotcha. Yeah, that wouldn't be. Oh, we just got a new Hurricane Hunter aircraft. I think it's a license or a planned mission here. Nice. Okay, so let me read this real quickly for you guys. We got a new mission coming in. NOAA 49GIV will conduct an 8-hour research mission around Ernesto at 41,000 to 45,000 feet. So that's going to be an upper level mission. So they're probably going to study around the storm at that altitude. If they're flying in the storm, they typically fly around like 10,000 feet or so. So that's an upper mission. They're going to probably do some drop sons, figure out more in the atmosphere. Departing from Lakeland. That's where I'm at. At 15/11:30 Zulu. That's tomorrow morning. That's very early, actually. That would be right around sunrise, right? Huh. Well, there you go. Yeah, we got another mission that was just scheduled. But yeah, so like I mentioned, that would be very, very problematic for Bermuda. So let's just hope that that's not the case here. Hopping over to the HMON, it's another weather hurricane model here. So HMON has the thing, kind of getting a hold of itself. Kind of all over the place here. It looks like those tropical storm force winds start, according to this model, for the morning, that very early morning of the 17th, maybe late 16th. The worst of it being around the afternoon, evening for the 17th. Obviously, this model has it going a little further west than what the HWRF model showed. So that would be a better case scenario, but still, yet again, we're still getting at least 50 knot sustained winds. That would be, that'd be tropical storm, conditions still, but getting close to hurricane conditions. Obviously, that would be the best case scenario, to be honest with you. I mean, look how big. Oh my gosh, dude, that wind field though gets massive, absolutely massive, dude. Look how small the wind field starts. Right around the point of now. So we're right around here right now. Actually, we're right around here right now, right? So look at the wind field from now compared to later. Look how big the wind field gets on the storm. That is just incredible. That storm becomes quite a beast. Quite a beast. Let's see here. But yeah, so that's pretty wild. Hoping Indianapolis, Indiana will get a winter this year. I'm sure you guys will get something. It's, y'all are in a pretty good spot for winter weather. But anyways, yeah, so that's the latest. Let's hop over here to the spaghetti models. We're going to pull this up for you guys. We haven't looked at those quite yet. Oh, wow. I can't even tell where Bermuda's at, honestly, on this map. It's literally impossible. Here, I'll show you guys. Let me pull this up real quickly for y'all. Okay, so here's latest spaghetti. Although it's kind of hard for you guys to see. So there you go. So yeah, the storm's right here. Gradual northwesterly movement, turning to northeasterly movement over the next day or so. And of course, you know, the uncertainty starts to grow. I think that's Bermuda. That little speck that's hidden in there, or that's Bermuda. Like I said, I can't even tell where Bermuda's at on this image. I know it's around 32 north latitude, so that would be roughly right in here. Yeah. Either, I think that's Bermuda. What? I can't even tell where Bermuda's at on this map. So Bermuda would be right in here, I think. Anyways, but yeah, so you can see some of the models have it going maybe near, oh, you can't see that, actually. There you go. Some of the models have it going near Newfoundland, maybe. Seems like the latest set of spaghetti has it kind of rolling out to sea, maybe dodging Nova Scotia, hopefully. But we're still not entirely too sure if that's going to be the case quite yet. I mean, once again, there's obviously bigger gaps in the farther forecast because there's more uncertainty, more error margin versus here, you know, where obviously it's a little more tighter together. Oh, you can't see that either. Yeah, it's more tighter down here because there's more agreement. And of course, you know, they become more spaced out whenever there's less agreement here. So we'll have to continue watching that overall. Here is the intensity. So we looked at the hurricane models, the spaghetti models. So this is basically the spaghetti models only on intensity. So this one I can actually fit fully. What do I do with my pen here? Oh, we don't really need it. Okay. So yeah, obviously the majority of the models have this thing, you know, rapidly picking up some strength over the next couple of days, you know, before kind of evening out, maybe right around Category 2. There's a couple models that have this thing going in Cat 3, which I think is possible for sure. And then kind of as we approach Bermuda, maybe slight sustainability, if not a small, you know, slow weakening of the storm. And of course, as we reach those Atlantic cooler waters, then the storm's just going to start dying out there. It's going to become more broad, more of a bigger storm. If it takes more of a western route to Nova Scotia, could the northeast get some of the outer band? Unlikely. Unlikely. I don't think that the U.S. is having any big concerns regarding this storm. At most, maybe some rip currents up in New England, which just stay off the beaches. Be fine. Let's see. Why would they release horses on Sable Island? I don't know. I want to say it was naturally formed. I feel like I heard about that island. I just didn't know where it was at. I want to say that there was just natural. Oh, wait a minute. I think it was. Part of me wants to say it was like some type of trade or something going on, and a shipwreck or something happened, and there's horses on the boat, and they swam to the island. Something like that. I could be wrong. Obviously, I don't really remember too well, but I remember when I was doing some Nova Scotia live coverage a year or two ago with one of the storms. I forgot the name of it, but one of the storms we had up there when we were covering it. I think I remember hearing something like that happening. It was definitely interesting. Let's see. Ship crashed on Sable Island. Yep, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I knew it. I had a feeling I had to do something with that. Definitely really interesting overall. But anyways, y'all, so that's kind of where we stand here with the models and so on. Let's take a current look at the storm. We really haven't shown too much of the storm right now. Oh, there's a big old convective burst going on right now in the storm. Look at that guy. So remember, it is a hurricane right now. She is a Category 1. But look at that big burst towards the core. Definitely is pretty wild. That's going to obviously enhance some further strengthening of the storm. Taking a look at the rainfall rates here, you can see a lot of that heaviest precip there towards the core. Somebody was saying earlier that there was an eye on the storm. No, there's not an eye on the storm. I think it was Justin, yeah, Justin was saying that there was an eye. There's not an eye on the storm. So yeah, not quite there yet, but yeah, obviously though, I mean, there's some heavy rainfall rates occurring up there in that there towards that central portion of the storm. So that's obviously going to be good for the storm. Obviously, it's showing signs that the thing is picking up some heat overall. We're still having a bit of rain out there towards like Puerto Rico. As you can see, some of those convective bursts are still occurring along the island here. Rainfall continues across those regions, some flooding issues. I think I remember hearing about Sable Island during another storm. Yeah, that could have been one of the storms I was covering. I think it could have been because we were talking about that. I remember last time we had a storm go up there towards Nova Scotia. We were talking about that. For some reason, I thought that island was further to the west, but no, it's literally out in the middle of the water there. So, yeah, but like I said, also, I mean, obviously the main concern right now is for Bermuda. I always consider Bermuda the Atlantic Hawaii, if that makes sense, because in the Pacific you got just this random stretch of land, random islands. Obviously Bermuda's one island for the most part. Well, hold on a minute. No, it looks like Bermuda is kind of a bunch of little islands here. So it's basically, I've always called it the Atlantic Hawaii, basically. But anyways, yeah. So like I said, we'll keep it out there for you guys. Obviously, main concern right now is for Bermuda, and like I said, if you live out there, if you're out there, if you know anybody out there, please be prepared for the storm. Make sure you have enough food and water to last you a couple weeks. Obviously that would be good. First aid kit. If you're on the beach, I would highly advise going somewhere that's not on the beach, because being on the beach is the worst place to be. Maybe go more towards the center of the island. If you have to stay on the island, then go there. I mean, honestly, it'll be pretty impactful for the island. Like I said, I hope the best for you guys. Obviously, let's hope that the storm kind of goes to the west a little more. The further west, the less impacts, of course. But at this point in time, regardless, it does look like there's going to be some pretty hefty impacts regardless for Bermuda. So anyway, that another system could push the system towards West Nova Scotia. So that's kind of what we're monitoring. There's actually a low pressure system that's going to kind of knock this storm out more further to the east here. You can kind of see it right in here. There's another developed low. So that's actually going to help steer the storm away. We'll have to see. It depends on, how strong that low is, how big the low is, where the low's at. That low pressure system, there's a lot of calculations we still need to figure out by the time we get there, because that still is, a good 5 days or so away. So, yeah, we'll certainly need to watch it. You can kind of see that big potential cold front going through those areas there. That'll help knock it away from the U.S., but depending on the strength of that and all, how far it gets knocked is kind of unknown. So, that's kind of where we stand here as of right now. Let's take a look at the hurricane hunters. Wait, where are they at? Mission 12. Did this just start? This might have just started here. Let's go full screen real quickly. Oh, wrong one. Wrong camera. But yeah, that's... we did just get one that finished a little bit ago. This was 991 millibars was their last scan. That was probably a while. Oh, we just got a new advisory, y'all. Hurricane Ernesto, Advisory 13 issued. Okay, so when we get that new data, we'll go over that, and then after that, we're probably going to call it a stream. But we'll come back on live later this evening, more than likely. We'll do another late live stream, probably around 11 or so, because we got a new update at 10. We get a new update at 11. So we'll go back live again later this evening at 11 o'clock or so. That way I can give you all the latest info whenever it comes to the point of new information coming out. But let's see. Yeah, we've had quite a few missions going around Ernesto here. The most latest pressure reading was 991, but Hurricane Center has it down to 980, 988, 989. Yeah, 989. The new update actually just came out here. It's at 989 millibars right now, moving northwest at 16 miles an hour. Max sustained of 75. So we really haven't strengthened any since our last update. So she's still kind of holding on where she's at since the last update. So nothing big's changed really. So, anyways. But all right, you guys. Well, that's going to probably wrap it up for now. Once again, I appreciate y'all for joining here. Just wanted to do a little quick update, quick overview of the models, the cone, everything along that standard. If you guys did enjoy it, consider leaving a like, hitting that subscribe button. It'd be greatly appreciated. Y'all, check out my merch. Got some pretty cool merchandise. It's pinned in the comment there, as well as in the description. If you guys want to check out our cool merchandise, it'd be much appreciated. Like I said, it helps me out directly, helps keep us going. Like I said, I appreciate y'all's help, as like I said, we couldn't do it without you. So if you guys want to check out some merch, go ahead and do so. We got some pretty cool stuff, all kinds of different designs and different wear and stuff like that. So if you guys would be interested in this, check it out. It's there in the description. Also there in chat, and Nightbot just posted it as well. So if you guys want to check that out, it'd be much appreciated. But all right. Well, all right, guys. We'll be back later on. We'll be back on later this evening. We'll be back live around 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern. So I hope to see you guys here later on this evening. You guys take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll catch y'all later on. All right. See you later, guys. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.